It's about to go down. I'm done with all the chassis stuff. I'll get you in on that, show you what I did. Did a bunch of stuff off camera. But right now we have to get this cab back down the way it's supposed to be setting. And I'm gonna be pulling chassis outside and yanking cabs off and moving them around today. So that's the goal. But once we get this off of here and I drag the good chassis outside, I'll show you all that stuff that I did off camera. A lot of cool stuff moving along. Made some pretty big progress. So buckle up. This is about to get interesting. So I got chain bolted up here where the, I think, inner fender well bolts here on both sides. So I got this chain bolted to both sides, hooked to the tractor. Back here, I got the strap still connected that we used to kind of get it up all the way, but I got some slack in it. So as I start to pull this is going to catch it, and I can make any necessary adjustments if I need to before I let it all the way down. So get this strap unhooked, and we're going to start screwing stuff up. Okay, you see what my theory was in the setup? It's working pretty good. This is tight, which we want this to start coming down, but this is at the tipping point. I got my safety back here, that's tight. So I almost feel like, don't really know what I feel like right now. I don't know if I can operate this ratchet like a come along. That was really nice. When the windings came unwound from the ratchet strap there, the leverage was enough that I could just hold on to that end of the strap as it was coming out. Now we got all the tension on the chain like we wanted. Should be able to just let this down. I'm gonna let it down slowly because I think there's gonna be some interference with that master cylinder in the bucket. Sand falling out of everywhere. I don't even know what to say. I was terrified to attempt to put this thing back down where it belongs. In the end, you just got to make it happen because otherwise it'll still be sitting upright. Okay, we're all set up, ready to get this cab moved. But before we do that, I told you I was going to show you what I did off camera. I got these brake lines. I stole them off of the other truck there. This is the stuff coming off the master cylinder. May or may not need that because I may or may not use a Hydro Boost system. But they were clean, so I put them on. Got them hooked into the proportioning valve. That was all real nice. Also saved the brake line that goes to the back from this side. Comes around. Got everything fastened in there. I can't remember if I showed you the starter. That's on. But I got all these nice, clean, rubber-coated P-clamps. See, this was nice because it was pre-bent around things. And it stopped right there with a union, I think that's called. And I got copper nickel line that I was planning on making the whole deal out of. But it's expensive, so if I don't need it all right now. Missed me making the flares with my fancy flaring tool I bought. All the way back here. Now this has a 6-inch lift kit on it, so the new stock brake line wouldn't reach. So I cut this bracket and just added 6 inches to it. We might have to address that down the road still. Nothing's hitting. We got room all over the place. A lot of extra room over here, but we got to run the exhaust down, so that'll take up some of that room. But good to go. I don't think there was any damage up here. It didn't even squish the drip rail. Good deal. Got a vacuum again. There's blasting media everywhere. I guess this side's got to go forward a little bit. It's crooked. But yeah. Fantastic. Big moves today. Big moves today. Look at that. Got the cab on. Everything cleared. Plenty of clearance in there. No interference from the engine with the cab. So I don't have to cut the floor and I don't have to put a body lift on. If you're going to use the Summit brand Cummins to Chevy motor mounts, you want to make sure the offset is to the back side of the motor. That gives you an extra about 3 inches. You know, takes the engine about 3 inches forward. Gives you all the clearance you need back there. Your dipstick could be a little tight depending on what transmission you're using. So if you got an automatic, plug the dipstick in after you put the cab on there, because it was trying to be a peckerhead when I first was doing it, but you got it on there. That's got a 6-inch lift on it. All suspension, all spring. These are 38.5 gumbo mudders. They're 38.5 inches tall. That one's low on air. But they're not the wheels or tires that I'm going to use on this. They're just my rollers right now because it's what I had here. That 6-inch lift should clear these, when you get the bed and the fenders on, it should clear no problem. I am so excited to have this cab on there, especially because I'm going to be going back to work and my time to spend on this is going to be very limited, so I can just tinker around. I vacuumed all the blasting media that fell out of the dash when I tipped the cab back down. I blew in behind there with some air and a whole bunch more fell out. You can actually see right there, there's more falling out as it's sitting here. But I got to take the dashboard out and revamp all that, get some new bezels for the gauges and whatnot. So once I take the dash out, I'll get back in there and vacuum it or blow it out or whatever needs to be done. That's going to be it for right now. Getting pretty excited. We're making some big progress now. So it's just going to be a bunch of small tinkering things and buttoning up different systems. Then I can start putting the sheet metal back on it, the front clip, the inner fenders, at which point I'm gonna have to find some bed sides. My bed floor is good. I got a guy who has bed sides. Hopefully we can work out a deal on that. Yeah, stay tuned. If you want to see how this thing progresses from here on out, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.